So it looks like the FCC is going to be repealing the net neutrality regulations that have been put in place. And I wanted to kind of raise some more awareness. I have already done a video breaking down some Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro bullshit on this subject. But you guys are going to be seeing Markiplier, H3H3 Productions, and others trying to raise awareness for net neutrality. I want you guys to check that out, and then I'm going to break down why this is so important. Check it out.
The FCC chairman announced a plan to repeal and draw back a lot of net neutrality laws and kind of change the way that we access the internet. And that sounds bad because it is bad. And I'll provide links in the description not only to information, other people talking about it, and ways for you to fight back on this, but also I just wanted to mention why it was so important, because net neutrality is simply a way of saying that the internet is open and accessible to everybody. You're able to go wherever you want on the internet. You're able to do whatever you want on the internet. You're able to have some semblance of anonymity on the internet without all the companies trying to track your every movement. And it's
agree, because I guess the counter argument is that the less regulations, the better, the more free market, right? But you'll have like 3 companies. Comcast in many places is the only frickin' place you can get internet. Or they have like dummy companies where Comcast has like normal first world internet speed, and then you have another one called like only idiots buy the shit. That has like dial-up speed. They just have it there, so it doesn't seem like a monopoly.
There are a lot of YouTubers bringing awareness to this whole net neutrality situation, and unfortunately, it comes up a lot. So it comes up almost, like every year. Some people say every month. I have seen it in the past few months as well, the whole net neutrality issue. It's always trending on Twitter. But net neutrality is so important. These regulations are so important because it keeps the internet open and free, and it makes sure that competition is equal and that nobody gets a monopoly. So basically what it is the problem is that internet service providers will be able to do a multitude of things as a result of the repealing of these net neutrality regulations put in place by the FCC. There are many things, like they can track what you do. They can, one of the main things is they can throttle other companies. So basically what you do is you get money from one, let's say that, Comcast or whatever is getting money from some company like Netflix because Netflix wants to destroy Hulu. So what they do is Netflix gives Comcast money, or they kind of form a pact together. And then what they do then is they start to throttle Hulu and make it so that they get less quality, which would result in them paying money, and that can result to close downs of businesses and many other things. But more importantly, if you're a smaller business and an ISP, an internet service provider, favors one of the bigger companies, and you can't compete with that, so you're going to get shitty speeds. It's going to be slower. It's going to be buffering, all kinds of stuff. So that's just one of the things. Now, another one of the things is you'll have to pay more for certain things. So, if you want to see, possibly YouTube or Netflix or whatever, you're going to have to pay more for your internet service provider. So there are a multitude, and when I say a multitude, I mean a real multitude of problems here. And people say, just join another internet service provider. The truth is that a vast majority of people, or at least a big chunk of Americans, don't have a choice between 2 internet service providers, and some of them are just so shit that it's not even usable. So it's kind of even a fake 2 competition. A lot of places only have Comcast or only have one company there that you can get your internet from, and this would be very dangerous because, again, it's going to destroy competition. All of the YouTube channels here, it's going to be very very dangerous, because now you're going to start, there can be murky waters in terms of what happens with it if Google doesn't pay up, and it gives the internet service providers way too much power over what you do and how everything goes. And the idea that repealing these net neutrality regulations would increase competition is just false. This is the same reason why there are antitrust laws. It's because we need to make sure that that competition stays in place, so that there's competition. When John D. Rockefeller and Andrew Carnegie were buying up all these businesses and all that shit, that's monopolizing it. You have to make antitrust laws, and then be trust busting like Teddy Roosevelt, and you have to break it up. You can't let them purchase it, because what happens if you remove these net neutrality regulations, you're going to have monopolies of internet service providers, and then it's over. So this is extremely important. Make sure you go, you email, you call. I think there's a text where you can text resist to a number, and then it sends like a call or an email or something. Just do whatever you can. Let the FCC know. Ajit Pai, I believe, was a lawyer for Verizon, and now he's the chair of the of the FCC. And this is the danger of having basically the corporation within government. So the people who are supposed to regulate the corporations are the corporations, and that's the dangerous ass part. So make sure you guys raise awareness, do everything you can, make sure that this stays in place so we can make sure the internet stays open and free and that competition reigns king. Support independent progressive media by leaving a subscription down below, leave a like and share the video, help us out on Patreon, or you can donate in other ways. Links are in the description down below. We are fighting Trump tooth and nail, and we will continue to do so with your help.